Alright, so my name is Midnight Strike, and welcome back to the last video game related video that I'm going to do tonight. This time, I'm going to pose a little bit of a question to you guys, and I was thinking about doing this video for a little while, so it's not just something that I just decided to do, off the call or spur of the moment. So, should video games have physical manuals? Because they're kind of phasing those out, or as it were. Because if you look at, say, games, I've got a few right here, and this one right here. For example, back in the day, we'll use Star Wars Battlefront, for example, PS2 days, you would get this little thing. It's a manual with, pictures of everything. You got the warranty, the label, not the warranty, the warning labels, and the PS2, how it works. Basically, you got all this stuff right here. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, yes, Midnight Strike, we know what a manual is, but okay. Detailed descriptions of everything that go into the game. See that? Vehicles, different icons, different statistics. It's a detailed collection of gameplay and how you play the game. So, and it has little, extra things like this that you can send in, before the game is obsolete. So, now we're in the age where, games are becoming increasingly digital. More and more games are going to the downloaded manual option, where you pop in the disc, maybe you'll get a little thing like on this game, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I reviewed it last November, but maybe you'll get this little thing. Serves absolutely no fucking purpose. And then you're left with this. So, it has a little voucher to download the manual via your PSN, or just, there's a little pop-up right on your desktop where you can download the manual and then look at it on your TV screen. And while this may be a little bit more convenient, and while it may seem like a novelty at first, it gets increasingly old. And if you're one of those people who like to have your manuals in one place, there's no setting where you can organize your manuals into maybe, say, a separate folder. That's something that they really need to work on. My last video detailed on the PS4 unveiling, and just to add on to that, I think that they should definitely invest in some better organization for the dashboard. So, in that you can name your folders and such. Because right about now, all you can do is sort them via date, via format, and via pretty much, anything that's preset already. But really, there's no folder formats for the manuals. So, and plus, it takes up space, so why would you even need it in the first place? This serves no purpose whatsoever. It's a little throwaway sheet that I keep in there just so it looks nice, just so it looks like it has something in there. It's one of those, people that just stand in the middle of a crowd to look important. So, Star Wars Battlefront has a pretty decent manual, and even, in the days of, early current gen days, with Uncharted Drake's Fortune, open up this bad boy, love this game, has a nice cover to it, open it up, it's got its table of contents, it's got actual pictures in it, and it's got a cohesive kind of style in explaining how to play the game. And a lot of people can argue, you know what, a lot of people don't really look at it, a lot of people just keep it in there, it serves no purpose, come on, we just want to play the game. Show us a little bit how to play the game inside the gameplay. Well, a little bit of history on manuals. Back in the day, manuals were some of the most important pieces of paper that you could possibly get in a game, because it was where you wrote down your cheats, it was where you searched for clues. They used to give out little hints on how to, solve some of the cryptic challenges that were present in some of the older games. And a lot of the times, the ways that the story was told was through reading the manual. I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, reading a manual, just taking up a physical copy and reading a manual of how to play a game sometimes is just, it's just part of the experience, you know, just experience of gaming. And now we have games like down here, Sly Cooper, which don't have that. This is honestly how the game came. This was boxed up, you know, in plastic wrap, wrapped up in plastic wrap. I opened it up. I'm just like, dude, did I get gypped by GameStop? Like, what the fuck? You know? And then I pop in the disc, I'm like, oh, really? Seriously? They have you fucking download the manual? That's kind of lame. You know? I mean, you could sit there with your controller, but why would you go through the manual on the controller when you could just pop open a book and read it? So, I mean, really, if you're on the console, why not just play the fucking game? That kind of, you know, drives away the point. That kind of takes away from the point of reading the manual. The reading the manual is supposed to be, you're supposed to get the book and read it before you play the game, or while you're anticipating playing the game. You know, that's some of the most fun things to do, is if you're at summer camp, or if you're just waiting to play a game, or if you're, you know, on a car or plane ride home. You just got a manual, you want to play this game, you pop it open and you read it to see what it's all about. But if it doesn't have a manual, all you can do is look at the back cover, which really doesn't explain how the game is played. So there's really no anticipation there. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, you got games like this with no manual, this with a sad piece of shit little filler manual thing that can't really even be considered anything, and then you've got games like this. Let me hold on a sec. This awesomeness, and these right here, PS2 games. And I know there are other manuals, there are other game systems that may have, there are other game systems that may have better manuals, such as maybe the NES, the Super Nintendo, the N64, and those days, Sega, Xbox, not Xbox 360, because it's a newer based console. But my point is, they're phasing out physical manuals. I personally think that's a bad thing. And, you know, you may argue, well, no one, like I said, no one reads the manuals anymore. They just want to play the game. But I see it otherwise. I see it differently. I think a lot of people are missing that. But, you know, hey, I could be wrong. Subscribe, comment below if you like what I post, and thank you for watching. This is Midnight Strike 3625. Keep calm and rock on. Thank you very much.